fully sick, mate. It's the Hirochi Sunburst. Watch me drift. Whoopsie daisies. No, don't worry, we're still good. This thing is absolutely amazing with its all-wheel drive system. Can drift fully sick, bruv. All you gotta do is just apply a liberal amount of handbrake. Oh, that was close. And then just full pelt it into a corner. Oops! Oh, damn. Oh. Oh, no. I just got a 2. This is gonna be my new work car. Oh, my mama's gonna kill me. I'm gonna have to go back to borrowing her car. Oh my god, this thing is so slow. This I bought with my paycheck so that I could have something a little bit fun to get to work. Oh, hold on. This thing's suspension is all intact and engine all works. And Mum's going away for the next couple of weeks. I have a plan. Alright, all shenanigans aside, this is actually something, a bit of an idea that I had yonks ago when I was much younger. I was never really particularly a well-off person, especially now after all those VAT bills I just had. But these things would occasionally show up, one because we're very close to Japan and we drive on the correct side of the road, same with Japan, so they would show up occasionally, and then rally drivers would buy these things, they'd rally them around and crash them, and parts would show up very commonly. And then the car that I could afford was this little Mitsubishi Mirage. God, I love these things. I mean, I think they look really cool. They're basically a small version of a full-size Lancer. So I always had the idea they're all the same sort of brand. I'd have to do a little bit of tunnel modification, a little bit of rear suspension mount modifications. I just take a wrecked Mitsubishi Evo and stick it in this body. Now, I know that these are not the same brand, but it really does make me think this thing could be a whole lot more fun with something like this's driveline in it. So let's start by ripping the hood off of this thing. Just weld it down a little bit and then lift up on the strength end. Yeah, there we go. Hood's gone. And this one, because it's already in good condition, we could just go ahead and take the hood off. So the first things we're gonna do is we're going to scoop out the front engine to have nothing in there. And then we're going to scoop out, say, the front suspension, so then we can take the suspension from that into it. We're just gonna call this the Covet _ Sunburst _ swap. Then the file name to get is Covet. Plop that in there. And this is our blank slate. Start by dragging the engine in there. I'm guessing that also means most likely that the engine's going to be in the DAE. There's a lot here we don't need, so delete you. And eventually, this is all we will need. I wonder if this is just going to fit in immediately. That would be rather interesting. Let's go change every occurrence of sunburst with Covet. There's a slight possibility that this won't work, but whatever, we'll give it a try. Now, let's see if changing the names over hasn't caused too much of an issue. We might be able to fit the engine in. Not by the looks of it. You have to hit Control L because we've created a new folder system. And Control W, let's go back in, and do we have our new engine choice? The Sunburst 1.8 liter 4-cylinder. Kinda sits in there. Whoa, okay. Not all of the parts are here though. Let's have, oh, you know what? The flex bodies got their names changed with the Sunburst change. Oh, damn it. That's fine. That's actually probably easier to change all of this to Covet. Actually, you know what? Because they're the same model, actually, what we'll do is we'll just put a C on the end of all of these. That'll make it, because sometimes there might be a Covet coilover rear, and that might conflict. So we're just gonna have everything be pretty much the same, just with a C on the end. Then re-export this, undo all of the name change stuff that I did. Then we're going to do it the hard way, and make sure everything has a proper name swap. And reapply the engine. And would you look at that, it's almost holding it as well, because we do have the engine mounts from the default vehicle in here. Now let's look for the transmission. We're also going to grab our differentials Engine mounts we already have. Exhaust will grab. Don't need the fuel tank. Hood, interior, license plate. Also, by the way, you'll notice that the engine is actually running. It is in there and it is working. We just need things to connect it to. So we have transaxle as well, suspension front and rear. Don't think we need anything else here. Then rename them all to have COVID in the name to make sure it differentiates from these ones, so there's no conflict when I try to spawn this car in with these mods, and then this car will then be trying to draw from these ones potentially. Sometimes things can go a bit awry. Let's start with the transaxle and give everything the same nomenclature. Now we'll give it a quick little refresh. You'll also notice that the engine is very spot on with how forward it should be. Basically, I mean, not at 100%, but very darn close. We might have to do a little bit of finagling with that. As you can see here, it is actually... Oh, you know what? No, it is actually just forward of the strut towers. Anyway, transmission, we have... Ooh, let's just go the 6-speed manual because I believe that's what I chose. Next, let's have a look at the front suspension. Give this a COVID name. So hopefully this will now be drawn in. Change all of the names over to have a little bit of COVID flair put in there so it differentiates everything. And now if we go in, our front suspension, which I believe is empty, front suspension. And now if we go back into our front suspension, independent sunburst front suspension. Okay. Found duplicate controller, H pattern. Make sure there are no other name overlaps. Huh. I don't know about that one. We don't get the transmission showing up yet. I suppose we're gonna have to start looking at flex bodies. Oh dear. We just gave C to everything, right? Sunburst auto, C, good. With that all changed to quick control R, and hey look, we have the transmission in. I mean, nothing's properly really connected. Is that subframe from, I think that's our new subframe. It just doesn't really want to attach to much. Where is the strut? It doesn't seem that it's drawing in a strut at the moment. Does our suspension... Okay, let's get you out of here. Okay, please. We didn't want you anyway. We want the actual real ones. So if we lift you up... I think that's suspension there. It's a little bit hard. Yep, nope, that is definitely working as suspension. It's just not drawing it in. That's because I didn't come in and do all the flex bodies here. Oh, God. Control R will hopefully now reveal it. Perfect. Oh, would you look at that? That's almost perfectly lined up. It's a little bit jank, but you get the idea. Yeah, I don't know why the wheels aren't drawing it, staying attached. And the engine mounts also, that's a weird one. Oh, you know what it is? I'm using the engine mounts from this vehicle and it'll have a different subframe. Okay, all right. Engine mounts, there we go. We may as well only have the Ultra ones. So, Sunburst again, and we'll give this the new name. There we go. Okay, we've got it working now. Now they have proper engine mounts, and look at that, stuck in there. The suspension is doing some really weird stuff though, and I don't know why. It's fine. Now we just need to find out why the wheels are not attaching. That's an odd one. We do have the Sunburst wheels in here, so let's try maybe getting some Sunburst wheels on. Front suspension, front spindles, front wheels. Okay, 18 by 8 Hirochi Sunsport RS front. Great. So if we go to broken only, it is actually showing that they're broken. I'm just unsure as to why. It could be that they're trying to spawn inside. That could be a problem. So, FW1L and LL. Maybe we'll change the beam and damp settings. I'm gonna change the... Ooh. Let's take one lot off of that. Now if we hit Control R... Hey, they'll stay on, but they're at a really weird angle. Weird. Is it because they're inside? That's strange. Will it drive? Nope. I think it's because there's a center differential. No, it's only got a front-wheel drive transfer case. That's weird. Huh. Let's grab the powertrain visualizer. And at the moment, we have it going all the way out to the transfer case and then not to the wheels. Ah, we're missing the front differential from the other one. All we have, I believe, is the flywheel and transfer case. Here, we have, under engine and our transmission, yeah, only the flywheel and transfer case. So we need the front differential now. I think we changed the slot type to have just an _C. And that should change most of what we got here. And back in Beam and G, we should now have a differential option. Perfect. So let's go. It's probably just a normal limited slip in this thing because it's a sports vehicle. And the front differential now has the front drive, the front half shafts. Okay. Oh, it's attached. Yes! That is half of the work already done. Oh, this thing is way with. Oh dear, you know what, that's actually a little bit more than half of the work done. We'll find out why the suspension is doing weird things in a bit, but oh, the engine is starved of oil? Oh, that's a problem. Oh dear. Okay. Oh. This thing has a lot of power, and I think it being raked so much is messing with the weight balance and the center of gravity that is just a lot harder to control. Ah! Next, let's open up suspension rear. Gotta update this really old decrepit suspension. Let's change all of this. So slot type. Actually, you know what? Hold on. No, we're gonna play a little bit of funny bugger. So once again, we're gonna duplicate this to create a carrier because this thing is going to be far too far back. Then delete everything we don't need. And this will just be covert suspension rear. Give that a different name there. And get rid of the things we don't need. This is now gonna call upon the rear suspension. There's gonna be the sunburst conversion. This is going to be simplified back down to a single number. Save it. And let's just start by seeing how much longer it is. This is probably going to get a little bit messy. So sunburst, oh, I misdone the names there. Wait, is that in the right place? Huh, interesting. Let's have a look at the covered J-beam. Does it offset the rear suspension by default? I think it might. Suspension. No, it doesn't offset. So how does the nodal line up? I swear that they don't have the same wheelbase. Let's try putting them next to each other. Oh. Well, that caused a bit of an issue. Wow, they do have a very similar wheelbase. Interesting. Huh. How's that even possible? That is so weird. Can you stop glitching out, please? Well, that vehicle's back in perfect condition. That's a bit of a roleplay fail. That is... Oh my god, that is very strange. Alright, let's move you back into place. Oh, then... Oh, let's have a bit of a look here. We have a cross member here. And... that is looking to be the same cross member. Okay. Now what we're going to do is just make sure it attaches to everything. It looks like there is no coil spring in here. Rear struts. So the rear struts are here. Oh, the rear struts are probably just not connecting to anything, right? Let's have a look. Do we see rear struts? I don't think so. I don't see them. You know what I haven't done? I haven't played with any of the flex bodies. So let's go do that now. Give C to the back of everything. And hopefully we'll be able to see a little bit more. Okay, so we have the suspension in there. It's just, is it attached to anything? I can actually see it. Good. Let's move the vehicle. Oh, so the suspension is not actually connected to anything. Huh, okay. What about the suspension itself? That does look to be... I don't even know what node I'm grabbing onto, to be honest. Move that there and hold you in place. The top of the strut tower... Okay, there is no top to the strut tower. Interesting. Now, rear differential. We have limited... Ah, good. We're getting the sunburst rear differential in now. Limited... That seems right. If we lift up the back end... Does that move the rear wheels? That's the wrong vehicle. God damn it. Now when driving this one, no, we don't have a rear differential. Yeah, that would be right because I haven't put the differential in yet, and I don't know how I didn't realize the fact that I hadn't actually done this part of the coding yet. I'm so dumb. We got the name changed. Now what we need to do is grab the rear differential and change all of these to have that little bit of an _C on there. Then also change the flex body. This is actually very specific to our vehicle. Then anything that says sunburst body, we should also probably change that to covert body. So then it's calling upon the right group. And now we have rear brakes that are empty. So let's put in sunburst rear. Wait, which one do we want? Probably the RS Sport ones. Then the rear differential will be a limited slip rear differential. Nice. Oh dear. Why? Okay, unpause. All right, that's weird. Let's lift you up. And do we get drive? No. Wait, we don't get drive to anything? Why are we? Oh, okay. I have to manually put it into gear now? That's weird. But we're not getting out to the rear. That's strange. If we have a look here, we're going to torsion reactor transfer case. We're not getting from the transfer case to torsion reactor. Strange. Transfer case. Rear wheel. Okay, let's go RS all-wheel drive transfer case. Now, if we lift you up again, we should get drive. Okay, we'll have to put it into gear. Good, we have drive to all wheels. Perfect. Now all we need is just, you know, rear suspension. If we have a look in close, our suspension is being held in the middle of basically nowhere. Okay, why? R1LL, is that the suspension top? It might be. Yeah, I think that is the suspension top. Let's move in S1R. Oh, you know what it might be? It might be that this is not actually, there was no suspension top. It's meant to connect to this, which is RS1R. Let's change that to attach to, replace all of them. And then, oh wait, no, that's the wrong way. Undo that. We'll change that to an L and replace all of them. Now, let's do that for RR and make this one R as well. Replace all 21 occurrences. Save that, come back and refresh, and then guess what? Hey, presto, am I driving the wrong? I'm in the wrong car. Let's tab back again and refresh the right car. Look at that, it's attached. Perfect. Okay, let's drive it around. Hold on, get it into gear. Oh, and attach the camera. Perfect. Oh my god, it's working. It is not easy to control. There is some major front wheel alignment issues that we haven't dealt with yet. Oh, but it goes. It goes so hard. Oh, I forgot I have the brake beams on. Let's turn them off. This is stupid. Yeah, you know what? I think a similar thing might be happening to the front suspension as to why it's doing that thing where it's like deforming weirdly on the front and poking through. But yeah, it's all working. It's working. It's working. The handbrakey engine is starved of oil. Oh god. Okay, we're gonna have to deal with that. Oh god. We'll have to fix that later. So, this suspension now, I think we're going to see about the nodes at the top here. We probably want to attach it to FS1L, which is very similar to the rear. Oh no, FS1L. And FS1L. Okay, so that it does attach to that. Why is it doing this weird deform thing then? That's weird. I don't get it. Oh, I think I know what the suspension problem is now. It seems that this suspension node here, so if we go play it in slow motion, this is suspension. I think that's meant to be connected to other stuff. So, FS2L, if we just refresh it. Oh no, that actually doesn't look like it's attached to anything. Let's try moving it around a little bit. Okay, that seems to only want to be connected to, okay, no, that's right. Weird, and it's also very floppy.
2 hours later.
Well, there was a lot of, like, little bits of faffing about all over the place, but we got it all pretty much perfect, except for one little thing. I don't want to make a whole new body just so I can get rid of this little bit of shield here. Yeah, I knew it was in here somewhere. This is, unfortunately, impeding the drive shaft, but I don't want to make a new body just to be able to do that, which, I suppose there's not a whole lot of work that would need to be done. But yeah, so here is our vehicle. Now, how I fix the new problem that we have with camber and the toe-in issue? Well, I just counteracted it. Now, you may think, well, that was pretty easy. Just change the numbers there in the tuning menu and everything's right? Well, no. The adjustments were not big enough, so just think of it in terms of if you were doing this, you would cut and join things together with welding and whatnot. I actually had to go in and change a whole bunch of things to do with the camber variables themselves. You're gonna ask me to find said where I've done changes? I don't remember. There's been many hours of this. And eventually what we end up with is a car that is causing my game to lag out a lot, but it's working. Is it good? Luckily, actually, with the wheelbase being so similar, somehow, this actually hasn't turned out too bad. It's like little bits of exhaust modification, little bits of suspension modification. The intercooler was probably the biggest modeling of the stuff that I had to do. I think actually, hold on. I put a new battery in, but I still have the old battery there, so it's kind of technically a 2-battery setup now. I could change that. That can be fixed. But yeah, so, oh god, we're getting floppy wheel syndrome, huh? I must have accidentally made them just a little too soft. What I found actually was happening with the suspension though is, if you have a look at the nodes here, god, there's a lot of them. Not the outside wheel node, but for some reason the inside front wheel node was being dragged inwards. Or was it dragged? I can't remember. My brain is so frazzled now after doing this. It's nearly 8 p.m. I've been working on this for quite some time. A lot of fun though. I have been enjoying it. I also noticed that I did drop the front suspension down a little bit. I didn't realize the rear suspension was still up quite so high. Oh god, no! Oh. Where this is gonna benefit most from having an all-wheel drive system like this is really taking it out to do a little bit of rallying. Oh, the engine is unfortunately... What about the rest? Oh, can't see. Okay, just the engine and intercooler. But everything else is fine. Oh, sunburst engine. Okay, yep, that's a mistake. All right, let's go grab the material. So I have a modified thing here. Main materials will grab from you. Sunburst engine. Perfect. And drop you in there. Then I will want the DDS for Sunburst engine D, N, and S. Make sure that this has a slightly different name so it doesn't try to interfere with things elsewhere. Change the name of that here. And... perfect. Okay, now we can go back to thrashing this thing like crazy. And apart from the floppy front wheels, which I suppose I'll look into fixing that. I'm very confused as to why wheels were moving on their own. I'm not surprised now that they're a little bit wiggly because I have taken about 10% off of the strength of their beams. Oh dear. Oh no. Oh, this thing is actually quite the blast with how much faster it is now. It really does like to go quite hard. We got everything basically RS spec'd. You will be able to put on your own other components or whatnot related to... my brain isn't working very well now. Oh yeah, like if you want to do actual race stuff and not just the default stuff. Over-rev risk. Oh, that's right, we were getting oil warnings before. Doesn't look like we're getting oil warnings right now. Huh. Induction system damaged? Come on! That was the lightest piddly little touch. First, let's compare it to, like, the hottest of sunbursts that exists already. So... probably something like this would be the fastest? What's the 0 to 100? 5.7? 3.50 to 100? That's probably right in the wheelhouse. We got a drag here, 3. You know what? Yeah, let's grab a drag version. They're probably going to beat me, but we'll give it a try anyway. I mean, did you see the size of their tires? We have like piddly little road tires that are not great. I don't even think they're like some sort of semi-slick or anything. I'm gonna switch back to arcade behavior on the transmission because I am too lazy to shift gears. Okay. And away we go. Oh, okay, I got the little bit of an advantage, and then they just left me. A lot. Why am I pulling to the left? That's an issue. I hadn't noticed that before. But a 13-second quarter mile, you know what? Not atrocious. Now let's see if this vehicle, I mean, it's probably lighter, so there's probably that advantage. Go with you, and now compete against you. Okay. And away we go. Oh, no. It does the automatic shift a little too early. No. Oh, but... Oh, now we're coming into drag territory. Do I have less drag? Oh, we're so close. Oh! Yes, I beat him! But we are going to try that again. That was way too close. Dear good. Oh, okay, so... Oh my god, the sound is horrific. Yeah, we're going to go ahead and this time... We're going to change manually because clearly BeamNG can't be trusted to shift gears. It's probably a little bit to do with the fact that this thing is creating a lot of power and doesn't have a lot of traction. I shifted too early. This time, I'm going full sweat mode. So, I think last time, we did just under 12 seconds as our best time. Let's see what we do now with good shifting. 12.2! Much faster. Why is this thing pulling to the left? I don't get it. Now, for the car pre-engine swap, let's see what we can do around this track. Oh, we are getting some major lag, but there we go. Lots of wheel spin off the front. I mean, I suppose it's maybe a little unfair that we are going to be upgrading the tires at least a very little bit. Oh, a little bit of burp there. That's fine. Anyway, coming down to the first corner. Oh, big lockup. I don't actually know. Does the other version have ABS that I made? I mean, it might. I don't know if I put ABS on or not, so we'll have to find out, I suppose. I've not really driven too much in anger, which is why this is a perfect test, so we can learn things like whether I have put ABS on or not. Also, if you have been liking this sort of video, go ahead, subscribe if you're not subscribed already, and if you haven't liked the video, I mean, you could potentially go ahead, like the video, share it with your friends, because I know YouTube won't! Now, I know, yes, obviously the all-wheel drive version is going to be a lot faster. It's just more about how much faster it can be. This is smooth, so it's going to have quite the advantage there. It's really hard to make a cornering mistake when you're going so slow. Your braking points are pretty much in the middle of the corner because they're so slow. Like, this thing is struggling at the moment to reach about 150-ish. I don't know if this is a 5-speed or not. Suppose we'll find out. Struggling to go over 150. Okay, we're going to do a bit of a comparison when we come back. Now, a normal braking point for our sports car would be about here. Probably have to brake there, but here we're going to brake about there. I think we reached 160 on the downhill just then after the rise. And then we're coming down to the last chicane. We're going to brake and turn across. I feel as if some of these checkpoints are not quite on the right place. Or maybe what they're trying to do is stop you from cutting corners? I don't know, maybe. But yeah, the checkpoints don't seem quite correctly paced. And here we go, across the line for a 244. Now, if we don't go at least 10 seconds faster with this version of the car, with the big massive power bump and the fact that it's all-wheel drive, got bigger wheels, I don't know if that's actually a good thing, but whatever, you get the idea. If we don't go at least 10 seconds faster, I'm gonna guess maybe 30 seconds faster. This thing does go very sprightly. We're not going to have problems putting power down on the way out. Now, oh god, okay, yep, as suspected, don't have ABS. I thought maybe we did because I didn't lock up previously when I was testing this car out. I could put ABS on, but I feel that we just don't need it. Not so much a downhill. Oh, this thing is really lock-up happy. Okay, so you know what, I'm going to give up on the 30 seconds advantage. Maybe like a 15-second difference? What was it, a 2:45, I think, last lap around? That's pretty brutal. Now, one thing that I have noted in the debug is that we don't actually have any sort of stability control, which I believe was meant to be on this vehicle for controlling the differentials. But we don't have that control no more. I don't know if it's an open differential, but it does seem decent still. We can maybe go some sort of like viscous LSD. Oh, I forgot to pay attention to what speed we're doing. Oh, that was a big pucker moment going into that corner. Lots of understeer. This thing just doesn't like to turn right, I think it is. Feel as if the differentials might be, just inducing a little bit of understeer. Oh god, the rear brakes are way too powerful, and around we go. Okay. Oh god, this is a problem. Hopefully Mum doesn't notice that the brakes are completely pushed way to the rear way too much. Oh, okay. We're still actually gonna do a good time. That's about 25 seconds faster. Or just less than 24 seconds. Yeah, I feel that this thing could do with a little bit more of a tune, but I'm gonna leave that up to you guys, for you guys to try it out. For now though, I'm gonna just say thank you everyone for watching. You guys have been an absolute delight, especially my channel members, who I would like to thank for supporting me, so I can afford to do silly things like this. And for the rest of you, if you haven't subscribed, go ahead and subscribe. You can become a channel member if you want. As I always say, you don't need to become a channel member. It's a big thank you, though. I am trying to drive in this camera mode is atrocious. But for now, I'll catch you all next time. Goodbye. Now, I know that I can... Oh, there's no road there. I know I can do like a recording, like an in-game replay and do this, but for some reason, my brain thought, you know what, you can just drive. It'll be fine. It's never fine. It never works.